Hello everyone, welcome to my Chapter 14 Psychological Disorders presentation. For our first topic, we will be discussing understanding psychological disorders. One might notice a person behaving odd or baffling or in an unpredictable manner, but it is best not to write or label off these behaviors as crazy because that tells us nothing about this person's actual symptoms. We need to be asking the right questions, such as, what are these person's symptoms? How did they develop? When did they develop? How long can they be expected to last? And how might this person be helped? There's also a certain social stigma that can be associated with psychological disorders that often makes people more reluctant to seek out mental health help from actual professionals. And one might ask, what is a psychological disorder? Well, it is a pattern of behavioral or psychological symptoms that causes significant personal distress, can impair the ability to function in one or more important areas of life, such as work, school, family. For our second topic, we will be discussing personality disorders and maladaptive traits. Characteristics of a personality disorder can be characterized through inflexible, maladaptive patterns of thoughts, emotions, behavior, and interpersonal functioning. Patterns of maladaptive emotions can be inflexible and stable patterns of emotions, behavior, and interpersonal functioning that deviate from the expectations of the individual's culture. Now, interestingly enough, personality disorders, which occur in about 10% of the general population, usually become evident during adolescence or early childhood. And there is a problematic classification with the 3 personality disorder clusters because it is a lot more nuanced than that, and certain disorders don't fall neatly in line with odd, eccentric, dramatic, unpredictable, anxious, fearful. For our last slide, we will be looking at dissociative disorders, the fragmentation of the self. Now, what exactly is a dissociative experience? It is a break or disruption in consciousness during which awareness, memory, and personal identity become separated or divided. And there is temporary breaks in awareness, like when you drive to school or work and the trip there is a blur. These cases are a temporary break or separation in memory awareness. And dissociative disorders are a category of psychological disorders in which extreme and frequent disruptions of awareness, memory, and personal identity impair the ability to function. I would like to thank everyone for watching my presentation and would like to go over some of the credits. Everything was personally narrated by me, Brandy Lamone. Our instructor is Dr. Alvarez. This was for the course Psychology C1000 3748, Introduction to Psychology. My main source was our psychology textbook, and I included the sources for all of my imaging.